Alright, welcome back to SnowRunner, everybody. This is Hard Mode Michigan. Um, so, if you watched the previous episode, you'll know that I just did a lot of that without any commentary. I was just trying to get some things cleaned up and resituated. I got this truck unstuck. I got this trailer out of here. We delivered the cement that was on here. I picked this up along the way back. This was one of the ones I was supposed to use. But we're going to go ahead and do this cement for the region. We're going to try and get this done. I don't know if we will, because getting this in and out of that quarry sucks. But I have upgraded this truck a lot. We have all-wheel drive now. We have diff lock, because I did pick up all the upgrades in Michigan, so we have all those. We have all the watchtowers now. As you can see, exploration status is completed, so we have everything here. I spent a good bit of money. We did have like 50-some thousand. I spent a good bit on trucks. I upgraded this truck a good bit. I put some different tires on it. I upgraded my little Chevy truck, the Scout, some. So we made some progress, and I think it's going to help us in the long run, because I think investing money into your trucks is smart, rather than keep getting them stuck and keep wasting money on recovering, which I've been trying not to do. I did not recover any trucks in that episode where I didn't commentate. I drugged this out of that mud with the Fleet Star, as you saw. I did all that stuff. You know, I repaired the Chevy. I went back and did all the watchtowers and things like that. So, yeah. We should be good to go. I think we'll be trucking on through here now. I actually refueled that too when I drove by with the fuel truck. So that's got a fuel tank of fuel just sitting there. I don't know. I may sprinkle those no commentary episodes in every now and then just to try to reorganize things back. Just to like get my trucks back to where they need to be. Because I have trucks scattered all over the place. And it's not as easy as it is in normal mode. In normal mode you can just recover everything back to the garage, and here, you know, we don't really have that. Does this need to go to the top warehouse? Yeah, of course it does. Alright, well, we'll load up, and I mean, I know I'm gonna have an odd number, but we might as well just load up what we need, and then we'll just go up the mountain, deliver that, and then go to Drummond Island, and then it would be really worthwhile if I had 6 slots, but I don't. Because I'm going to have to come back to get more cement. I don't know, now that I have all-wheel drive and diff lock, though, this is going to be so much better. I'm still not going to try to make that turn there. That's never going to happen. We're just going to go around the long way. We're going to pick it up, and we're going to turn around and come back up the long way. It's just the best way to do this. They're still doing work outside my house. They're kind of in front of my house again, but they're not like directly in front of my house. But they've gone around the loop of the neighborhood and they're back out basically in front of my house again. Because like there's a road that my road loops around, but then there's like an intersection that's kind of like right in front of my house, and that's where they are. Where it reconnects back to the road that goes in front of my house. But it's not too bad. They should be done relatively soon. They're at least not cutting the road anymore. I think they've completed the trench they need to cut. Got to work today at 3 o'clock. It's the morning right now. And then I have a long weekend again. And it's just the story of my life right now. Work has been a lot. I'm real ready for summer. I have one more big month to get through, and that's June. Which is when we have 6:30. I need to remember where to mute. I did not mean to say that. We have the big production thing in June that I'm kind of stressed about, because, you know, something that wasn't originally my responsibility is now my responsibility. So but, you know, at the end of the day, everything's going to go fine, and I can handle it. I really should have moved this trailer. This trailer is just in the way. We also have our trip coming up to Florida here too, which will be fun. Get to go to Florida and goof around for a week. Go to conferences and see new stuff, you know, fun stuff like that. Oh, they're cutting again. I thought they were done with that. Why am I having so much trouble getting out of here now? I did not struggle like this before. It's these rocks, it's the problem. They like chock your wheels perfectly, it's so annoying. Alright, town storage is in Black River. Honestly, I think I don't know what the best thing to do is. I feel like it makes the most sense to go up to the warehouse and then to Drummond Island, but the problem is I should have gotten another one because I have to come back here. So I honestly think it may be smarter to go I don't know. Either way, it's going to involve driving. A lot of driving. I think we can get up this way now. I tried this last time and I couldn't get up this way. I actually got stuck and rolled the trailer, so we're just not going to do that. I don't know, because I'm still, like, I'm down one. It's like, it wouldn't be so terrible if I had one more with me, which I would have to carry with the crane, which I'm not crazy about. But then I could... Why are we getting stuck every 5 seconds? I didn't have this trouble at all when I didn't have... Didn't I even put a better engine in this truck? I just don't know what, because like it's so far, like, I feel like it's probably smartest to just go to Black River first. And drop this off. And then come back. And that still isn't going to help me. Because even if I did that, I'd still have 2 for the warehouse. Here, I'd have 2 for Drummond Island, and then I'd still have to come back for Island Lake. It makes sense to do Drummond Island and Island Lake together. So it's either I skip the warehouse and I just do those 2 now, come back, and then do the warehouse, and... I don't know what to do. I think, honestly... I'm just trying to save time. Because I'm going to have to come back here and go down here again anyway. But if I could get 3 of them done in one trip and then do Black River last, that would be the most ideal. So what if I detach you? I'm going to just... this trailer's down here. I can hook up to this trailer and load 2 onto this trailer. Well, that's really not gonna... Is there anywhere that I... Yeah, I can. I think I can. If I can just manually load this, I will. I'll just grab it and then just drive out. But I do want to move this trailer out of the way too, because it is very much in the way. I'm honestly tempted to just delete it, but... I know people don't really like this, doing it this way, because it's not really... I can't? Why? I have to have a trailer. That sucks. Alright, well whatever, I'll just load them on here and then take them off up there. I'll just load them both on. Alright. I could, I guess, just drag the whole trailer along. I'm almost out of fuel. Which my fuel truck actually shouldn't be that far away, right? Because didn't I get the last upgrade, like, nearby? pretty sure I did. I think it's like right up there. I would love to just be able to scoot up out of here, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. We're going to have to drive all the way around, as unfortunate as that is. And the cranes in roadcraft are interesting. Like, the controls for them are just so weird. You can turn it to legacy, which kind of makes it work like SnowRunner, but like, it's still a little odd. And I'm not a huge fan of it. Okay, restore crane. Did not mean to do that. Alright. Let's reattach, and then I'm just going to hook this back up to my crane so I don't lose it. And then we're going to be on our way. Although we are going to have to go get fuel. This doesn't work as well with semi-trailers, but it'll still work. What in the world? What? What am I hitting? Dude, sometimes this game, man, I just like it was like a brick wall. Unreal. Alright, so now we're just going to do what we said. We're going to go to the warehouse, we're going to go to Drummond Island, and then Island Lake. And then we can come back through with at Island Lake, and we could just get the Fleet Star, I guess, even if we wanted to, and use that. Getting out of here is going to be tough, I can already tell that. Oh, I'm running out of fuel. That's part of the problem. Okay, the truck that I need is right here. Yeah, you see I got a little roof rack on here now. This is much more like a Scout should be. I gotta get this turned around. It's really hard to do with these little trailers. Can I winch to this thing? I guess I could just do that, yeah. Why? Like, why? God, it's so fucking annoying. I just, like, all I want to do is get this freaking thing out of here, but I can't move it because it won't let me turn. And then I can't winch to the stupid point I want to winch to. God, it's the most frustrating thing. I just, like, ugh. Makes no sense. That's probably why I was not getting out of there, though, because I was running out of fuel. I don't know that we're going to get all this done in this episode, because we have like 30 minutes left, and I still haven't even been on the way. I mean, it's my own fault. I should have gotten that extra one when I was down there. I just didn't think about it. Alright, luckily we have fuel right here. We're good. We just need to refuel. As long as we don't flip this truck coming down this hill. Pull you back up. Truck being there just saved me. I almost just flipped this. Let's pull you right here. Alright. Now let's see if we can get out of here. I don't know how else to get out of here. There's no other way out of here. Unless I can cut through there, but... And now it's getting dark, which is just fantastic. I can't get out there. I'm gonna try going the other way. I don't know what... Shit. I don't know what to do. Because I can't get this through there. It's just not happening. It will not go up that hill. I mean, this is the area that I could probably go through. It's such a fucking slope right here. Really don't want to roll. I think this is it. Man, that was just like painful trying to get out of that. Man, that was painful. Oh. Yeah, I think we're only going to end up getting... We'll be lucky if we get all of it delivered. We're definitely not going to get the Black River one done, but... if we can at least get these 3 done, that would be great. Cat is now sitting in front of the TV. Or she knows she's not supposed to be, but she does it anyway because she knows it pisses me off. Oh my god, I'm just gonna have to stay in low. I cannot, like, handle the constant downshifting and stopping. Stay in low and stay in diff lock. Unless it starts to yell at me, which it might. I could switch back here. We're on the pavement again. I guess anytime we go on dirt, I'm going to switch into low and diff lock. I mean, the bad thing about Drummond Island is we have to drive all the way across that map. And there's a couple spots on that map that are not great. Island Lake I'm not worried about. That's a straight shot, and it's all on a decent road. If we can get all the way to Island Lake and deliver Island Lakes, I'll be happy. And I think that'll be a successful episode. I would love to be able to finish this episode, but it's just not. I have to go back to the quarry again to get more cement for Black River. I probably should have went and done Black River first, then come back, gotten 2 more from the quarry, and then done the rest of them. But honestly, I would rather finish in Black River anyway, because 1, there's still some stuff over there I need to do, and this truck may be useful for it. And 2, it's just, you know, that's a garage map, whereas Island Lake and Drummond Island do not have garages, so having my trucks closer to a garage is ideal. just whenever I go into low, man, we just creep. But like, it's so slow moving if I don't. That cat, literally, I think her whole goal is to drive me insane. And I know she's just a cat, and that's what cats do, but like, my God. She is just... Oh God. I was taking a drink. Whew. I really wish they would have done something other than that, like, really tacky red no border. Just is very, like, just surround everything by, like, mountains so you can't, like, literally can't go up it. I don't understand why they did that way, but... This is really, like, I feel like one of the only maps you really noticed it on. This one in Tamir, I don't ever remember seeing that, like, really anywhere else because you don't get close enough to the edge. I mean, I know every single map has that border, I just... You don't see it that often, so I guess it doesn't really matter. My phone just rings constantly all day long, and it's all scam calls. I'm so tired of it. I get at least 3 or 4 of those loan approval calls, like, every single day. I just, like, I cannot stand this era of scam calls. It's so funny, like, growing up, I remember, like, being told, like, because, you know, everyone had, like, a landline phone back then, because cell phones weren't really a thing when I was a kid. Well, cell phones weren't a thing when I was a kid, at least not until I was like, you know, 10, 11, somewhere around there. And that was whenever you had like those, you know, indestructible Nokia phones. But like, you know, when I was like a kid growing up, like everyone had a landline because there were no cell phones. And I was born in 1990, so like that just gives you an idea here. But like, whenever someone would call, you know, as a kid, like, it was always a fun thing to answer the phone at your house. And they'd always ask for, like, you know, Mr. or Mrs. last name, whoever lives in, whoever, you know, your last name. And, my parents would always tell us, like, if someone asks that, like, because obviously, if they're asking that, they don't know who we are. Why am I stuck? Alright, I'm really nervous here. I'll continue the story in a second. I do not want to roll this truck over. Okay, that's strong. I don't really know why I got stopped there. That was weird. Okay, but yeah, like my parents would just tell us to say like that they were not home or not available or whatever. And it's just funny, like my parents dealt with telemarketers growing up all the time, which isn't a scam necessarily, but it's just not a practice that's done anymore. Like telemarketing doesn't really happen anymore. Jesus, come on. But now it's like everything is a scam anymore, and it's just so like I'm just so tired of it. Like, why are there just these shitty people out there in the world that just want to scam people out of their money? It just blows my mind. And like the amount of people that fall for it, especially the elderly, it's just sad, man. I don't know. One of these days, I'm gonna answer it just because I'm just curious, and you know, I just want to see what they say, and then I just want to tell them that I know it's a scam and that they're full of shit, and you know, whatever. Get them all pissed off. Like that would be fun. My social anxiety may not let me do that, but one of these days, I'm gonna answer it because I'm just so tired of these phone calls. Like, no way I was approved for a $45,000 loan that I didn't apply for? That's amazing. How do I get it? Oh, you need to log into your bank account and we'll transfer the fund. Or you have to have something stupid and then they turn it around to where, oh my gosh, I transferred $45,000 to you and I wasn't supposed to do that. Can you transfer it back? Granted, joke's on them because I don't have $45,000 in my bank account, but you know. Yeah, I don't think we're even gonna make it to the Drummond Island. Like, this is just taking so long. This truck is so slow, man. I mean, I think this load is a little too much for this engine. I don't know if I have the most powerful engine in here. I don't remember. I'm confused about my engines because obviously I still have mods like enabled. I don't use them in this hard mode save file, but like the mods still show up. So like I know some engines that I have available to use in certain trucks are modded engines because a lot of the trucks share engines. But like it's confusing. I don't know if it's an actual real engine or a modded engine. I guess I could look that up, but I don't know. I don't know if I have the most powerful engine here. And I honestly, sometimes the most powerful engine sucks because it just is an absolute fuel hog. Alright, got that. Now let's unpack, pack, store. Alright, now we don't have to worry about that anymore. We'll see how far we can get, but we have to drive all the way through Drummond Island and then all the way through Island Lake, and there's no way we're going to do that in 10 minutes. So, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get as far as we wanted to in this episode, but this is one of the better progressive episodes I've done, where I haven't made a whole lot of mistakes and actually got some things done. So I did enjoy playing it though, without recording any commentary, just because hard mode can just be stressful, obviously, because you know you have the money limitations and everything. But it was just nice to be able to play it and like not have to worry about commentating on it. I could just like focus on what I was trying to do and where I was trying to go, and it all worked out pretty well. Okay. Once we start dropping some weight here, we should be a little better. Like, now that we don't have those two, which I don't know if the one counted, because unpacked cargo doesn't count towards weight. But now that we have that one off, it does seem like we're a little bit quicker. I don't know. I'm gonna push this to the absolute limit. We're gonna see how far we can get before I end the episode. So I may push it to 59.59, which is the cutoff for my PlayStation recordings. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, really, this isn't terrible. It's just there's this one section that's muddy, so it's gonna slow down a lot trying to get through that. But once I get through that, I mean, it shouldn't be too bad. And I do know where I need to go, right? Yeah, the log station there, and then the gateway's right there. So shit, I did not mean to do that. Hit the wrong button. Yeah, I mean, I only have about 10 minutes, so I think at most we're gonna get to Island Lake, but I don't think we'll make it to that. Unless, actually, you know what I might do? I may just do it, and I'll just cut out all that bit trying to get out of that freaking quarry, which, if you're watching this now, I probably did do that. I know I say this stuff a lot, but this is just how my brain works. I'm just thinking as I'm recording this episode, because I would like to get this all done. So that is probably what I did, and if I did, then you'll know and you'll see it. If I did not, then I guess you'll see it in the next episode. But that's probably what I'll end up doing, because I wasted a lot of time trying to get out of that quarry, and I'll just cut that out. That was just me being frustrated, and nobody wants to listen to that. I am going to have to stop at this gas station. That's fine. I think there are some routes that I could take instead of just driving this way, but this is the safest bet for sure. This is a muddy section, and then the section right up here is also muddy. But I don't have anything keeping me from winching anymore, because I'm not holding that one thing with my crane, so that's always a problem with overloading and holding things with your crane, because your crane is using your winch at that point, which I understand why they did that. I mean, obviously it doesn't make sense that it's the same mechanism on the truck. They would be totally different mechanisms. One would be the crane and one would be the winch, but for the purposes of the game, it makes sense. I mean, to have your truck attached to two different things at two different points, that's got to be a nightmare coding wise. So like, I understand that, but it is annoying, especially when you try to do that and then you get stuck and you need to winch and you gotta detach your crane from the cargo, and then the cargo's loose, and you know, it's fine. Luckily I was able to get out of the quarry the other direction, which now that I know that's there, and that didn't have any issues going through there. There was no mud or anything. It would be really nice if I could look up, use the SnowRunner maps from mud values, but my computer can't handle it. It's just too much for my computer. And me getting a new computer is put on hold once again, because we just had to buy a new refrigerator, so, you know, it's an expense we weren't really looking forward to spending, but it is what it is. And our new refrigerator is very nice, so we're happy with it. But it may just mean I don't get a new computer now for a little while, but it is what it is. New computer is not a necessity. I can live without it. Alright, we're almost out of the real difficult sections of this map. If I stay close here... Oh, we're getting through it. I was going to say, if I stay close here, I can winch the back of my trailer to that pole, and it'll pull me through. There is one nice thing about semis that you can do with them is you can winch the back of the trailer. You can still do it with other trailers too, but they tend to lift, whereas semis don't. But it really works. I mean, it just pulls you right through it. It's crazy. Or it pushes you through it, I guess. Oh, when I was dropping my kids off this morning, I dropped my son off at the same, like, childcare place that my youngest, or my oldest, I dropped my oldest off at the same place that my youngest goes for childcare, but they go to different sections of the building, but, like, he gets on the bus from there to go to school. And I dropped him off, and then, like, we walked through the building to get to the other side where, like, the younger kids are. And as we're walking through, the fire alarm starts going off. And so we had to evacuate the building. Granted, I only had my youngest with me at this point. My oldest was with, you know, the other older kids and, like, the adults watching them till they get on the bus. Which he was fine, I'm sure. But we had to wait outside for the fire department to show up and clear the building, and then we could all go back in. And, like, there were so many parents there that were, like, so mad about it. They're like, oh, I'm gonna be late for work now. And it's like, oh no, you don't want to make sure your child's safe before you know, drop them off and leave for work. Like, it's just funny. Luckily I didn't have to work this morning, but if I did, it'd been no big deal. I'd have called my work and just been like, hey, there's a fire alarm at my child's daycare. I'm gonna be a little bit late until I can, you know, till they clear the building and we get back in. And it would have been fine. Like, it's so funny to me how, like, bent out of shape people get. And I even said to the one lady, like, the front desk lady, as I was leaving, because, I mean, it only, like, set me back, like, 30 minutes. Like, I would have been home 30 minutes earlier than I was, because I had to wait for them to, you know, clear the building or whatever. But I had said to the lady, which I see this lady every single day, because she's there every single day. And I could tell she was really nervous dealing with it all when it was happening. And as I was leaving, I was like, hey, I want you to know you did a great job. I was like, I understand having to make people evacuate the building when there's no, like you can't physically see a fire, you can't see a problem, but the alarm went off. Like, I understand. I was like, I work you know, I work in a place where if there's a fire alarm, we have to evacuate no matter what. Even if it's a false alarm, like, we have to evacuate everyone in the building. And people get so mad about it. They're like, oh, it wasn't a fire. It was just, like, the haze machine or whatever. And it's like, yeah, I understand that. But by law, we have to evacuate because the alarm went off. The fire department is coming. It calls them automatically. And they have to check the building. And if they see we didn't evacuate people when we had a fire alarm, then we get fined. And it's like, no one wants that. So we evacuate. But I was like, you did a great job. I was like, it's always, whenever it first happens and you have to evacuate people, it's always a very stressful thing. And I was like, I understand that. And I was like, I think you did fine. And, you know, don't let it, beat you up. Because, like, like, after it happened to us during a show one time, because the hazer set it off, it was the first time we ever really had it happen like that, like, during a show and with people in the building. And I mean, it was sold out, so, like, it was like 1,200 some people. And I mean, we got everyone out in under between like 5 and 10 minutes, I think. But, like, it was still, like, after it happened, there were so many things that I would have done differently, so many things I would have said differently, like over the bullhorn. Because I didn't have total control over the PA, because we had a rented PA in there, and it was a national touring act, so, like, they had their own console connected, and, you know, I didn't have control of the PA of the room, so I didn't have, like, a god mic or any kind of mic like that to talk. So we had to use bullhorn, which is why we have the bullhorn, especially because if there is a real fire and we lose power or something, we need to have a way to talk to a large group of people and be heard. So we have bullhorns. But there's just things I would have done differently when it happened to us. So, like, I'm sure if that ever happens to her again, you know, she'll do things differently as well. And totally normal and understandable. But like I do feel bad for people in that situation. And like the one lady, there was one mom who her son is in my youngest son's class, and his little brother, who's like a year or two younger than him, had to poop, and we couldn't go in the building to poop, and she was like, he's gonna poop his pants, and the front desk lady was just like, I'm sorry, no one can go in the building until the fire department clears it. She was like, I can't let anyone in. And the mom was just mad about it. And this is a really nice lady too. Like, this mom is not like, she's a very nice lady. I've talked to her a bunch. Like, our sons are in the same class. But like, I could tell she was frustrated because she was going to be late for work. She was going to be late for a meeting. And like, I get it. But at the same time, the most important thing is your children's safety. So like, what if you dropped your kids off and left, and then they couldn't open the childcare center because, there was a gas leak or something. So it's just things like that that I feel like people don't fully think about, especially in that situation of like, a public place. Public commercial buildings have to follow very different rules than you do at your house. So like, if your smoke detector goes off at your house, big deal, your smoke detector went off. You probably just burned something in the kitchen or whatever. But like, when that happens in a commercial building where there's other, like, tons of people, they have to follow different rules. So it's all about safety, and no one wants to die in a fire or, carbon monoxide leak or whatever. So take that stuff seriously, people. It is very important. I mean, take safety at work seriously, to be honest, especially if you work in a job where you are at risk of getting injured. Alright, it looks like we are just going to really make it to Island Lake. I have like 50 seconds left, so it's not terrible. At least we'll be able to deliver this next episode, and then we'll be able to get back and deliver the last pieces to Black River, and then that'll net us how much money? 22k. It's not bad. So yeah, we're gonna have to, I'll keep driving for a little bit, but I'm gonna have to end this very, very soon. I'm talking in seconds from now. But yeah, so, take workplace safety seriously, take fire drills seriously, take fire evacuations seriously, because it is all a very serious thing. And I only say this because I work in an industry where there has been people that have died because of venue fires and improper evacuation and doors being chained. There's a... You cut me off. And actually, I forgot that I was going to try to finish this anyways. And just add it in together. But if you have ever been in any type of job which most places show it. I've seen it at multiple jobs that I've worked at over the years, and not even just in the entertainment industry. I've seen it I worked in a grocery store for a short period of time. I'm pretty sure they showed it in that one. But what is the name of the club? I can't remember the name of the club. There's a club up in like New England area of the United States, like in Massachusetts maybe, I think. But the band was white. I can never remember it. But anyway, there was a club. It was a small club, and they had they had exit doors chained. There was only really one way out, and if you don't know this, I don't know why I got on this tangent. I mean, I know why I'm on this tangent now, but it's just, I tend to do this and then I start dropping like random knowledge facts. If you don't know this, most people, when they enter a building, are going to leave that building the same way they came in. So they are going to find the same door that they entered in order to leave. So in the situation of a fire or any kind of evacuation, all of these people that came in the front door are going to go straight back to the front door, which is where they came in, because that's what they know. That's why buildings have, multiple exits and emergency exits, so that there's ways to get out of the building without going out the way you know. So that's why it's super important when that situation happens for your staff and whoever else you have, volunteers, whatever, that are there, to be able to direct people out the closest exit to them. So that's why you do fire drills, obviously. And if you've ever been on a cruise, just like the muster drill that you have to be present for, you have to go to where you're supposed to go if there's an emergency on the ship and you have to get onto the lifeboats. You have to know where to go depending on where your stateroom is. You have a certain place that you are supposed to go to get on a lifeboat. So it's all very important stuff, and you should always take that stuff very seriously. I don't know if I'm going to completely do it. It's going to take a lot longer. I'm going to at least drop this off, and then I'm going to end this episode. Because I have to go all the way back to the quarry and then go back in the quarry to get another cement. I know I have one up there. It's just going to be a lot, and then drive it all the way to Black River. So we'll save that for the next episode, but I'm going to at least deliver this, and then I will call it. I'm going to have to do a little bit of editing, which I don't really love, but it's alright. It's only 11 o'clock. Still have a couple things I need to do before I go to work, but I have time. Yeah, I can tell how much weight is off this truck already now. This thing's flying. These things do have weights, and I wish it would tell you what the weight was. Like, I wish there was a weight. Like, even if it was just in this screen, if there was, like, a weight thing that told you how much weight you had and, like, the weight capacity of the truck, that would be such a good thing to have. Because cargo in this game does have weight, and trucks do have, like, a weight limit, I guess you could call it. Like, you can tell, like, some trucks get overly bogged down if there's a lot of weight. And, it would just be neat if you could see that. Like, it's like a very blind, what's it called? It's like if you ever played the game The Binding of Isaac. Before they added in the, I forget what it was called, but they baked it into the game. It was originally a mod, but it was like the stats on the side of the screen that told you like what your tier rate was, what your damage was, all that. It used to just be on the pause menu. Like, you'd pause the menu and there would just be like hash marks. Like, if you were counting to like 5 and you do like 1, 2, 3, 4 and then cross with 5, there would be like that for your damage and stuff. Well, it wouldn't cross it, but you know, it would just be like lines up to like 10, and it would max out at 10 even though your stats can go higher than that. And it's kind of like that. Like, it's like these trucks have limits and cargo has weight, and if you load up a whole semi with full of cargo, the truck's going to struggle to pull it. And it would just be cool if there was a way to see how much weight you were currently pulling, but I don't know. Either way, it's a thing in the game. It's not something you can visibly see, which I find frustrating. But anyway, that was that delivery. So really, we just need to go back to the quarry, get another cement, take that other one off that trailer, and then deliver it to Black River. So I don't know if I'm going to use this truck for that. I might, but I may also just use my Fleet Star because that's sitting right outside this gateway up here. So either way, we're going to do that in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I will catch you in the next episode. Have a good one.